Okay, hello everyone and welcome back to World of Tanks Blitz. We're here going to be taking a look at another tier 1 tank. Yes, that's right, another tier 1 tank. And this time it's going to be of this tank, which is the Loltraktor. Well, it's technically the Loltraktor, the light tractor, but well, everyone calls it the Loltraktor, so Loltraktor it is. And this is going to be the tier 1 German tank, which you will start playing with if you choose to go Germany as your first class choice. So, what does its stats say about it? Well, it's got 3% protection, 12% firepower, 39% shot effectiveness, and 48% maneuverability. And in stock form is probably going to be the form which you will keep it, most likely. Because because of the weapon, really. But let's first up take a look. 250 HP, which is more than some of the other light tanks, such as the FT. Well, tier 1 tanks, such as the FT. So it's got not the most hit points. It's actually in the more lower end of the tier 1 HP pool, but at least it's not as low as the FT, for example. However, the armor is not as good as the FT at all. 14 frontal hull, 12 at the sides and rear, 14 all round on the upgraded turret. On the stock turret, they go down to 12 on the side and rear. But from the front, you're not likely to bounce anything. However, autocannons can bounce off of your sloped front there, because even though it's 14mm, that is sloped at a fair degree, so some autoloaders will bounce off of them. I know I've bounced from the Panzer II. When I've been playing in the Panzer II, I've sort of bounced off Loltraktors, and other autoloaders, such as the 2cm Breda, will bounce off of the sloped upper of the Loltraktor, but other than that, things will generally sort of penetrate you very easily. I mean, most tier 2s will easily get through your armor. For example, the FTAC will not bounce off of your armor, most likely not at all, which means that things with autoloaders, such as the FT, will easily get through your armor and do lots of damage. But sometimes autocannons can ricochet off your front, so keep that in mind. Now, as for the maneuverability, it weighs 8 tons, but it does have a 103 horsepower engine, which means that it has got a 36 degrees per second. Sorry, it has a 36 kilometers per hour speed limit, that's it, and a 49 degrees per second hull traverse and a 41 degrees per second turret reverse, which means that this thing very mobile. I mean, almost 50 degrees per second of hull traverse. That's really good, and the turret traverse as well, over 40 degrees per second. That's really good as well. So, yeah, that's amazing, really. So yeah, the maneuverability is very good on this tank. If we take a look at the engine here, you only get the one engine. It's a tier 2 engine though, which is the Maybach HL38 TRM, which has of course got the aforementioned 103 horsepower. Although that is including consumables. But then the turret, yep, 250 meters view range, which is pretty good. It's good for tier 1 actually. The load limit, 9.5 tons, which is fair load limit. Of course, the really good traverse speed. But now we come to the gun selection, which is the most important part of the tank. So this is your stock gun, and this is the gun which you will probably want to stick with. It is the 37mm, or the 3.7 centimeter Karlfagenkanon 36 L46.5, because you know that extra 0.5 of length is really making all the difference to the gun. But it's a really good stock gun, actually, one of the best stock guns on any tank. In fact, it may even have been the best stock gun on any tank before the introduction of the French tanks, when you got the 17-pounder on the bathtub, the tier 5, what is it, S35CL or something. But at tier 1, this is definitely one of the best guns. 16.49 rate of fire, rounds per minute, 40 average pen, 74 with APCR, and 10 with high explosive. The average damage is good, 40 with 35 with their APCR, 50 with HE, but then SHE. It's got pretty bad accuracy, 0.44. But then again, it's tier 1, you're not likely to get many things that have got amazing accuracy. It does have pretty good aim time though, 4.1 seconds, which is pretty good aim time. But yeah, so basically, the overview of it is that it's got a very good rate of fire, it's got great penetration for the tier, it's got good average damage per shot. The accuracy is a bit lacking, but it's got good aim time, and generally it's a really good gun. Your other gun is the 2cm Breda I, but that's got 9 shells in the magazine, 0.25 between each burst of I think 3 shells. So you'd go bang bang bang, 0.25 seconds, bang 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 again, with a 6.75 second complete magazine reload time. The average pen goes down by 10 with 8p, which is 30, and so yeah, it has 30 average pen with AP, 47 with APCR, only 12 average damage, being a 2cm, that's what we come to expect. So 12 damage with AP, 10 with APCR. The dispersion goes way up to 0.51, which is really bad. The aim time as well also goes up by 0.01 up to 4.2, which isn't a great loss. But the weight does go down slightly, which does increase your firepower, but your shot effectiveness goes down, and your maneuverability actually stays the same. Your traverse speed goes up slightly, but honestly, it's the worst of the two guns for me. I mean, the burst damage is nice, but then if you want a tank which does really good burst damage, get the FTAC. Or get the Renault FT, because that's got the better autoloader at tier 1. So yeah, basically stick with the stock gun. It has a, arguably worse rate of fire perhaps, but it's better in all other regards to those 2cm, other than weight. So yeah, it depends if you want single shot or burst fire, but honestly the single shot 37 is the better gun, and it's the gun which most people will play the Loltraktor with. As for the ammunition, it does carry 150 rounds of Panzergranaten 36. The APCR Panzergranaten 40. You can always carry around some of them if you want. And HE is pretty useless in small caliber guns like 37mm, so don't bother really taking any of that. But yeah, that's a lot of ammunition. You will never need that much ammunition, but it's good that they give you that option. As for the provisions, you of course got standard fuel, 3% engine power tire traverse. Then you've got chocolate bar, 3% to crew mastery. And then you've got protective kit, 15% protection of crew from injuries, 10% speed and module repair, 20% fire protection, and 10% ammo and fuel tank durability. So you can go ahead and stick some of them if you want. I've only mounted those two because why mount protective kit? Can't be bothered. As for consumables, you've got your standard repair, first aid, fire extinguisher. Then you've got engine power boost, 20% to engine power for 15 seconds with a 75-second cooldown. You've got adrenaline, 20% to load speed, and 10% chance of damaging enemy vehicle modules for 15 seconds. And then you've got the multi-purpose restoration pack, which is those three things rolled into one. I've gone with the 3 standard, just the 4, 5, 6 buttons there. But you can, of course, mount some of the others if you want. And it's funny because even though you've got an autoloader, it still gives you the option of having adrenaline, which is odd because in something like this, the Renault FT, which does have the single shot but then also the burst guns, it doesn't give you the option of the adrenaline, which is very odd. Perhaps it will change if you load or if you mount an autoloader, perhaps that's the thing. But yeah, so adrenaline for you if you need it. As for equipment, you're going to want to go with improved vents because, well, up to 42 average pen is not going to really do much for you, so keep with improved vents. Then protected modules because who really uses enhanced cabin. Then I would go with coated optics because you could go with caminet, but honestly I think coated optics is much better for you. Then I would say go with supercharge for the extra shell velocity because you have a very good aim time anyway. You don't really need the enhanced gun lane drive, so I would say go with supercharge for the better shell velocity and the decreased penetration over distance. Then definitely go with improved assembly because, well, your armor is terrible, being a tier 1 tank, so your armor is terrible, so you don't want enhanced armor, so improved assembly. Then I would say engine accelerator because you have very good hull traverse anyway. The improved control doesn't change the traverse of the turret, so there's no benefit to that, and you already have a very good traverse speed anyway of almost 50, so engine accelerator will anyway push it up to past 50 anyway, to 51, so you may as well go with engine accelerator to reach your top speed quicker, so more useful. Then definitely refined gun, get the accuracy to be slightly better, because once again, you have very good accuracy anyway, don't need the vertical stabilizer bonus, so go with refined gun. Then your choice of those two, and then your choice of whatever the hell those two things are. So, overall, that is the Loltraktor, the tier 1 German light tank, which you will start off the game with, playing as Germany, and it's a very good tier 1 tank, quite honestly. It's got one of the best guns at tier 1 stock, and yeah, it's just an all-round enjoyable thing to play. So, I'll thank you for watching, and goodbye.